The City of Murfreesboro Judicial Department and City Court is located at 111 West Vine Street on the second floor of City Hall. The primary functions of the Judicial Department are to keep records of all violations of city ordinances and to collect all fines and costs. The personnel consist of the city judge, the chief court clerk, and 4 court clerks. The city judge serves as department head, presiding over all hearings, determines whether city ordinances have been violated, and determines all fines if any are imposed. The chief court clerk is responsible for day-to-day supervision of the operation and administrative duties of the court and the department. Chief court clerk is Vicki Ordonez.
I'm the supervisor of the office. Make sure that tickets get entered, processed, that dockets are done every week, everything's ready for court. I also handle doing the state reports, anything with taxes that has to go to the state. We do moving and non-moving violations like speeding, registration, insurance, but we also do red light camera, automated red light camera tickets. We hear some of those. Parking, timed parking on the square. If someone wants to contest those, then those come through our court. And we also handle building and codes violations. Say if someone has not cut their grass, in a while, or if someone's not maintaining their home the way they should, then those come through city court too. We operate Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. We have court on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week at 8:15, 10, and 3 o'clock. We also have night court now, twice a month. We have that on the 2nd Thursday and the 4th Tuesday of each month, and that's at 7 p.m. It's not any different. We just have that now to sort of accommodate or help people out who may, not be able to attend during the day, who can't get off work. Students that have school that can't get out in time, so they have that opportunity to come at nighttime instead of during the day. Whenever you attend court, after the judge makes his decision, he can dismiss the case. If he does that, you don't have to do anything else. You can just leave, you don't owe any money, everything's finished. If he finds you guilty, then you have to go next door to the clerk's office, and they will give you the option, either you can pay that day or you can set up payments. If there's still time left, there's a certain time limit that we have with the state. So, it may be that we have to say we can only give you 2 weeks or we can give you 3 months, it just depends. But that's where you would take care of any payments or any payment arrangements. And we always give you a copy of the paperwork if you make payment arrangements, and you just need to make sure that, you have it paid by the date that we give you, or you do have the possibility of having your license suspended. To me, the judge's special project is teens. He enjoys talking to them, making them aware of the way that they drive affects their life, that they can lose their life if they're speeding or driving recklessly. He has them, you come in on your regular court date, but then he always has you reappear, say in a month, usually maybe 30 days, 45 days. And at that time, he has anywhere from 15 to 25 teens together at one time. And then he talks to them about the law. He explains the point system, whether, if you have an intermediate license or just a beginner's permit. He tells you about the points and how it affects your license, and just tries to make them realize that it's really important at this time in their life. It adds up quick, a lot quicker than it does for adults as far as points and how it affects your driver's license. Once the judge gives you another court date for a teen to reappear, basically they have to appear with a parent at the first session and the follow-up. And that is anyone under the age of 18. They have to always bring a parent. It's to make the parent aware, to make sure that they're aware of the tickets that the child has received, because sometimes they're not, and he likes to make them aware. And sometimes he likes to also make them aware if they've had others. He'll mention, did you know they had this? Did you know they had that? And he just wants them to be a part of it and to realize, I think also, the dangers of just letting your teen, just turn them loose and letting them drive anywhere. If you have a court date that you find out, you're not going to be able to appear, you have a doctor's appointment, whatever, you can always call us here at the clerk's office and reschedule. We can usually continue your case 2 times, and after that, then you have to appear because the judge has to do that, but we will continue it for you. We try to work with you, the best that we can to get it scheduled. We have to coincide with the officer's schedule, usually whenever you call. But normally it's not a problem. You just need to call before your court date. That's the key. We take all forms of payment. We take cash, checks, money orders, but something we started recently, we now accept credit cards. You can also pay certain tickets online. The ones that you can pay online have to have already gone through court, or be a defaulted ticket, which would mean that you would not pay the ticket and it was late, it's been defaulted. Those you can pay online. We're not set up yet for you to pay current tickets at this time.
When people come to court, they come in the court, have a seat in the courtroom. Once we come in, get court started, we call the docket in court to see who's here. No hats are allowed for men, no drinks. Anybody that has small children, the children, if they cannot remain quiet, need to wait out in the hall, and we're coming to get them when it's their turn. As well as all cell phones need to be turned off or silenced so that they don't go off during court. And then once we find out who's here, we do some announcements, and then the judge will call each person up individually, and he'll get their plea, get any information if it's for an insurance ticket, registration, see that that's been renewed, and then he'll enter his judgment from there. And after that, they proceed. Either they can leave or go to the clerk's office to arrange payments. I am one of the clerks. We alternate taking turns in the courtroom. When it's your week in court, you're responsible for pulling all the cases, checking it to the docket, make sure we have everything. You take care of calling the docket in court, see who's here, giving the judge those tickets, closing out any tickets that have been paid, running any checks on anybody that want to have their tickets retired, or anything the judge needs you to run on the state NCIC computer. We're also responsible for taking the cases out to the clerk's office for payment, and making sure that there is order in the courtroom, quiet, taking care of anybody that has to wait outside, bring them in as they're needed. Court cost on moving violations and non-moving violations is $113.50. Parking violations, the court cost is $32.75. In addition to the court cost, the judge can enter a fine amount anywhere from $2 up to $50. In addition to that, if your ticket is retired, all you're responsible for is paying the court cost of the $113.50, and then that ticket would not go on your driving record. And there's only 3 types of violations that the judge would consider retiring to keep off your record. They are failure to obey a sign, failure to obey a signal, or speeding, as long as you weren't going more than 20 miles over the speed limit. We hear insurance tickets here. If it's your first insurance ticket with our court, as long as you had insurance on the vehicle you were driving on the date of the ticket, you can bring that information into the clerk's office anytime from when you get the ticket till your court date, and that would take care of it. You would not need to appear in court. If you've had more than one proof of insurance ticket, or if you did not have insurance on the date of the ticket, or if you were a teen driver under the age of 18, you would be required to appear in court. And at that point, you could either be fined court cost, or you could have court costs and a fine. The City of Murfreesboro does have an automated red light traffic camera ticket system. There's 6 intersections in the city. It's all done through a third-party source that reviews the videos for violations. Then that information is forwarded on to a police officer in the Murfreesboro City Police Department. He reviews the information and confirms that it is an actual violation and approves it for a ticket, and then those get mailed out to the registered owner of the vehicle. And then they'll have 30 days from the first date to pay. They can pay the red light camera tickets either by calling customer service or the online website for the camera company. That information is on their ticket. If they have their ticket number or their tag number, that's the easiest way to come into our office and for us to look it up. And they can pay in our office with cash or check, or there's an envelope that's included with the red light camera ticket where they can mail their payment in. So they have all those options. If they do miss the first payment date, they will get a second notice in the mail. They'll have a second due date where it's still at the $50, and as long as they pay it by that date, then it'll still remain $50, and then after that, the ticket will go up. Payments for any of the City of Murfreesboro traffic tickets can either be made by the person that received the ticket, or they can send somebody in to pay their ticket for them, or they can also mail in their payment. Anybody can call our office, come into our office. We're here to help them and try to answer any questions that they have, any steps that they need to take to get their license back, to take care of a ticket. We're here anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, to help them out with any needs that they may have that we do have information to. Of course, most things we can help them with is related to city tickets. If they are things that were issued by state trooper or county or another jurisdiction, we don't have any access to that information, so that's some of the stuff we would not be able to look up for them. But if they can tell us, where they got their tickets, who issued it, a lot of times we can refer them of where they need to go or possibly a phone number they could call. The best way to tell, all of our tickets say City of Murfreesboro citation on them. All the tickets typically will tell you who issued it, where you need to go. In the event, if you're unsure of where your ticket was issued, you can always call our office or come into our office. We can look it up, try to see if it's here. We can also, if you can tell us where it was issued, what police agency, we can usually refer you if it's not here, where you would need to go, or what type of violation you were issued. But the best thing is if you can keep your ticket copy that does have that information on there to help you to decipher if it was a city or a county ticket. If for some reason you can't find your ticket, you lost it, somebody threw it away, you're more than happy to come into our office or call us on the phone. We're more than happy to help you try to figure out if it's a ticket that should be here, up at the county or somewhere else. Just try to give us as much information as you can about what the violation was for, where you were pulled over at. Anything like that would help.